today we're headed on a United Airlines 737-800 to Houston. So let's head into the terminal and get checked in.
Alright everybody, welcome to Fort Lauderdale International Airport, Terminal 1. It's home to the majority of the airlines here, like Bahamas Air, Alaska, Frontier, United, especially Southwest. They have most of their operations out of here. Alright, and we just got past security. It was really easy and really quick. Right now we're at the airside area of Terminal 1, and we're headed to Houston right now on United Flight 2261, boarding at gate C2. It's a Boeing 737-800, so let's head over now. And just like that, right off the escalator, we're at our gate, C2. Right out here is our aircraft for today, November 14242. It's a Boeing 737-800, 24 years old. Serial number is 28805. It came in just last night from Chicago O'Hare. Per tradition, it's time for plane spotting. Let's go. So, as it somewhat looks like, Concourse C is basically split in half. The majority of the gates are on this side right over here towards the end. However, there's gates C1 and C2 at the very start of the terminal. And those gates are somewhat isolated. But right here, they're all connected. It's pretty much like Concourse B in a way. Something this Concourse has done right is all the restaurant options. There are a lot of local places like a burger place, Rocco's Tacos, Starbucks. And there's also a news place where you can get different snacks and newspapers, anything you really need for your flight. All these passengers are coming off of Alaska's red-eye flight from Seattle. It always comes into Concourse C, mainly gate C9, but sometimes it'll go to C6 or C8, I think. Alaska does a lot of flights from Seattle. Fort Lauderdale's a big airport for them. Now, back to the gate. C2, right over here. Right here, the Newark flight is boarding at C1. Gotta get myself some nice Starbucks before our flight. Got a very tight connection afterwards, so I have to be hyped up and energized to run across the Houston airport. Wish me luck. And now we're boarding. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome aboard the 737.
Welcome aboard United Airlines, Flight 2261 with non-stop service to Houston. Just reminder, all your carry-on items must be under the seat in front of you, one of the overhead bins.
Good morning. Our seat today is 27F. Today we're in seat 27F. It's a bit of an older cabin, but it's nice. We've got a nice adjustable headrest here. Nice IFE screen right here. We have our safety card, magazine, and an advertisement. Nice tray table here. And our window. Nice room to be out here. This right here is our wing view for today. As you can see right out here, they're loading last bags onto the plane.
Houston. Just a reminder, all your carry-on items must be under the seat in front of you and one of the overhead bins. If you need any assistance, please let us know. Also, if you're sitting in economy, you would like to purchase a snack or a cocktail, your credit card needs to be on file through the United app. If it's not, you can download that now. We do not accept any cash or credit cards anymore. Also, if you're sitting in that exit row, we ask that you please take a few moments to review the safety responsibilities. Thank you.
It's very hidden, but right here is the control for the IFE screen. It's not a touch screen like their newer Max 8s or Max 9s.
My name is Brett Burrow. Yesterday's flight, we're headed to Houston. 2 hours and 37 minutes. A couple of minutes early if all goes perfectly. 32,000 feet with a big fat headwind of 100 miles per hour. Maybe 130 if we're going higher. We'll get that good old United gas to get us there quickly, hopefully right on time. Currently in Houston. 56 degrees, going up to 61, slight chance of rain shower. I got some low ceilings this morning. It'll clean up with some time. Currently 10 to 20 miles per hour out of the northeast on the winds.
2261 with non-stop service to Houston. My name is Sue Ellis and I'll be the purser on your flight today. Certainly it's a pleasure to have you flying with us. In just a few minutes we'll be showing a safety video which highlights the safety features of the 737. Even if you are a frequent traveler, we ask that you please pay attention to the video as each aircraft type is different. Thanks.
Welcome. We're excited to have you aboard, and we appreciate your attention as we demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. FAA regulation requires you to follow the instructions of our crew members and comply with posted and lighted signs.
On this aircraft.
If necessary, an oxygen mask will drop from above your seat and ceiling compartments in the lavatories. If a strap appears, pull down on the strap to access your mask. Should you need it, you'll find a life vest equipped with a water-activated light in a pouch. Inflate your vest just prior to exiting the aircraft by pulling down sharply on the red tab. You can also inflate the vest by blowing into the tube. This aircraft is also equipped with infant life vests, which will be distributed if necessary. Smoking of any kind, including e-cigarettes, is never allowed on the aircraft. FAA regulations prohibit tampering with, disabling, or destroying lavatory smoke detectors. We'll be taking off soon. Please review the safety card located near your seat. Store your tray table, food and beverages, carry-on items, headrest, and footrest. Make sure your seat bag is upright and your seatbelt is securely fastened. Please place your personal item under the seat in front of you. At United, we're connecting people, uniting the world, and doing it safely. For long with us. Thank you and enjoy your flight.
Thanks for your attention. I'll be back shortly with more details about our flight in a few minutes. And in the unlikely event oxygen is needed on today's flight, please remove any face coverings before putting on your own oxygen mask. Flight attendants, please complete final safety checks and be seated.
after we pass the Gulf of Mexico, we're into Texas, and we'll be in Houston before we know it. I'm checking the United app right now. It says we have 2 hours and 14 minutes left of the flight, and as of now, it says we'll be arriving at gate E14. Alright, now that we're just cruising out here, I feel like watching some TV, so let's go. Alright, let's hit guide. Nothing's changing. Let me try one more time. The remote's not working, so I have no control over my IFE. Looks like I'll be watching commercials this flight. Since the remote's not working, let's play some games in the United app. I love this one. Let's go hard. I don't want to go extreme yet. So due to the fact that our screen is not working, I'm going to get the Wi-Fi instead. I'll get the entertainment one later, but for now I'll just get the messaging. Great. Internet is unavailable. We've just reached our cruising altitude of 32,000 feet over near the Tampa area. We're near Tampa right now. Wind speed is going pretty fast today. It's going to the west, 117 miles per hour. It's minus 45 degrees outside from where we are right now, 32,000 feet. We should be landing in Houston in 2 hours and 12 minutes. And we're now officially over the Gulf of Mexico. It's funny because over Florida there's like no clouds, but right here is like it's like a border because there's so many clouds over the Gulf right now. Alright, so we just had our snack and drink service. The only snacks they had were just, with the exception of pretzels and pretzels, I don't have to review that. But drink, our travel man tradition, Coke soda, cranberry juice. Cheers. Delicious. This flight's been pretty boring. I mean, the Wi-Fi has not been working except for messaging. I've been messaging with all my friends, so that's good. And I'm watching hockey. It's pretty good. And just looking out over the Gulf of Mexico. We should be landing in Houston soon. It says, as of now, 1 hour 32 minutes to landing. We should be landing at 8:31 a.m. And yeah, we have a very tight connection here to go to San Diego afterwards, so hopefully everything works out. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of the video. Let's just take a moment to admire how neat that cloud looks. Like it's just like waves in an ocean, but clouds that are white instead. It looks really cool. Right now we're hitting very light turbulence over the Gulf of Mexico. And just like that, we're beginning our initial descent into Houston. It's now time for the Travel Man Rates, Flight Edition. The factors taken into account for this rating are the seat, the food, the in-flight entertainment, and the service. First, the seat. The seats on this flight were okay. They weren't too amazing, but they weren't too bad. As you saw once we boarded the aircraft, the cabin was very dated, which is okay. This flight was only 2.5 hours. But in general, the seats were very narrow and the legroom was very small. However, again, it was bearable for this flight. Therefore, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Next, the food. The food on this flight was okay, and here's why. For starters, this flight was very early in the morning, so most people were asleep. But also, the flight was relatively short. It was only 2.5 hours. The only option for snacks on this flight was pretzels, with the exception of snack boxes, which had to be pre-ordered and purchased. However, there was a good beverage service. As compared to other airlines like JetBlue, for example, who give out free snacks and have snack bars on their A321s, this was pretty average. Therefore, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Next, the in-flight entertainment. The IFE on this flight was a bummer because it did not work for me. However, from what I saw on a working TV, it looked okay, the selection was pretty decent, but the screens were too dated, and the remotes were barely functional. Also, the screens were very glitchy. But to add on to that, the internet barely worked. It only worked probably the last 30 minutes of the flight for messaging only. I couldn't purchase the full internet package to watch YouTube or something like that. Therefore, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Finally, the service. The service on this flight was pretty good. In all my past experiences flying United, the crews have been great. They've all been amazing, attentive, really nice, all of that. On this flight, there was one crew member who wasn't too enthusiastic about my filming, and you could tell she was probably just very tired, and I understand that. They work really hard. But the rest of the crew was great. And don't get me wrong, that lady was a great flight attendant too. They were all great flight attendants on this flight. They were all really enthusiastic about my filming, except for that one lady. And they were all happy to be there, they were attentive, all of the above, they were great. Therefore, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. So, with all that said, this leaves United Airlines 737-800 service from Fort Lauderdale to Houston with a 15 out of 20. Great job, United.
Intercontinental Airport. The local time is approximately 8:35. We will be taxiing for a few minutes, so please remain seated until the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. And before you deploy, please check the seat cockpit and other storage areas to ensure you have all your belongings. Use care when opening the overhead bins and contents may restricted during flight. I'd like to thank you for choosing United for your flight today. We realize you have a choice of airlines, so we do appreciate your business. Thanks, have a great day, and a Happy New Year to everybody. And if anybody did have to check bags, there'll be a carousel number 9, carousel 9.
Welcome to Houston. Thank you. Happy New Year. Yeah.
Take care.
Alright guys, we got a really tight connection here, so we have to take the train to the other side of the airport, and our flight is already boarding. Wish me luck. Here's the last views of our 737 for today. That A320 right there is going over to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And our plane is headed over to Cozumel. And everybody, welcome to Houston George Bush Airport Gate E14. And that concludes today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the flight as much as I did. Our plane's headed over to Cozumel, Mexico next. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Bye guys.